Alright, we're about to blow the dust off your old habits and kick your brain into gear with some hard truths and practical fire. This is going to hit deep, and if you're ready to get your shit together, we're going to do it. No holding back, no coddling, just pure raw transformation. So let's break it down one brutal piece at a time. Intent, asking with pure conscious purpose. Imagine you're a chef, right? You're making a meal. If you don't know what you're cooking, you're just throwing random stuff into a pot and hoping it works out. But if you have intent, you know exactly what you want on the plate. You've got the vision of the dish before you even pick up a knife. That's what intent does. It's like setting your GPS to the exact destination. No more aimless wandering. When you ask for what you want, you ask with purpose. And when you ask with purpose, your energy shifts. You stop drifting and start commanding. You're asking for a promotion. If you don't know what you're asking for, if it's just because you think it sounds good, your energy will be scattered. But if you ask with clear, powerful intent, because you know you're the best person for the job, and you want to make a real impact, then your words, your actions, your very being will radiate that certainty. People can sense it. The world can sense it. If you don't do this, you'll stay stuck. The world doesn't know what you're about, and neither do you. Clarity. Use direct, simple language. You're not here to win a poetry contest. You're here to get shit done. Don't dance around the point. Imagine you're giving someone directions to your house. You wouldn't say, well, when you get to the corner, there's a street sign that kind of looks like a tree. Follow the road that looks kind of right, and maybe you'll find it. Hell no, you'd say, take a left at the big red building. Go 2 blocks, and it's the White House with the black door. Simple, direct. When you're talking to your partner, don't drop hints about how you're upset. Just say it. I feel neglected when we don't spend time together. I need us to connect more. That's it. Don't sugarcoat it. Don't twist it. Just say it. What happens if you don't do this? You create confusion, and confusion is the enemy of change. People can't follow you if they don't know what you're saying. It's like being in the middle of a storm with no map. Frequency. Repetition opens cracks. Think of repetition like the pounding rain. One drop won't do anything, but keep hitting the same spot over and over, and eventually you'll carve out a river. That's how habits are formed. You repeat the same message, the same behaviour, and eventually it becomes who you are. Want to get in shape? You don't do it by doing 1 push-up and expecting to wake up ripped tomorrow. No, you do 1. Then you do 10, then you do 50, and eventually your body reshapes itself to match the repetition. Your brain works the same way. Repeat the right things often enough, and it shifts. What happens if you don't do this? You stay stuck in old patterns that keep you small. You don't change. Nothing moves forward. Timing reduces filters. Timing is everything. You don't tell someone bad news when they're in a great mood. You don't ask for a favour when they're stressed. It's like trying to plant seeds during a blizzard. Timing is the key to getting the right response. Let's say you've been working on a new idea and you're about to pitch it. If you've got someone's full attention, if they're in a good mood and ready for something new, that's when you hit them with the big idea. If you try to pitch it when they're distracted or irritated, it won't land. What happens if you don't do this? You'll get resistance. The filters in the other person's mind, they're up, and your words just bounce off. Timing, it's like a perfect storm. You need the right conditions to break through. Emotions speak from your heart, not fear. People can feel your fear. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be real. Speaking from your heart is like a lightning bolt of raw energy. When you speak from fear, it's like a flat battery. Nobody is going to follow you if your energy is weak. Emotion is the fuel. It's like pouring gas into a fire. When you speak with emotion, you ignite the conversation. You're delivering a speech. If you're shaking in your boots, your words are hollow. But if you speak with passion, like you believe every single word, it's like you've turned the heat all the way up. People won't just hear you, they'll feel you. What happens if you don't do this? You come off as inauthentic. People will sense the fear and they won't trust you. Your message gets lost. Symbols use metaphor or coded terms. When you use symbols, you bypass the logical, analytical part of the brain. You go straight to the heart, to the subconscious. Symbols, they're like keys to the hidden doors of the mind. Metaphors, they're like shortcuts to understanding. If someone is struggling with anxiety, you don't give them a lecture on the science of stress. You say, it's like trying to swim in a pool that's already overflowing. The water's already up to your neck. You need to find a way to drain the pool, not swim harder. What happens if you don't do this? You get bogged down in logic and facts. You lose the emotional connection. You're talking at them, not to them. Silence. Pause between questions. Silence is golden. People often rush to fill the space. But the real magic happens when you let the silence breathe. It's like planting seeds in the soil and then letting them germinate. You don't force the answers, you create space for them to emerge. You ask someone a question and you let it sit there. You don't rush to fill the silence. Watch how their mind starts to open, how they begin to search for an answer they didn't know they had. What happens if you don't do this? You overwhelm them. You keep talking and they get lost in the noise. They never have the space to find their own answers. How do you already do this? You already use some of these techniques in everyday life. Think about when you were talking to a friend and you ask them a question. You ask with purpose and you wait for their response. That's intent and silence working together. You've been using emotion when you talk about something you care about. And you've probably used metaphor or symbols when explaining something complex. But you haven't been doing it consciously. You've been doing it in bits and pieces. Now you just need to put it all together. So how can you do it in new ways? Start noticing when you're not using these tools and consciously shift. Before you speak, ask yourself, what's my intent here? What do I want to achieve with this? Pause before you speak. Say it clearly. If you're feeling fear, speak from your heart and let the silence work for you. Why is this so important? It's simple. Power is clarity, emotion, timing and intent. When you know how to speak with purpose, your life changes. You control how people see you. You control how things unfold around you. Without this, you're stuck reacting, always waiting for something to happen to you. But when you step up and take control, then everything shifts. So why are you afraid to do it? You're afraid because you've been conditioned to play it safe. You're worried about rejection, about looking foolish, about what other people think. But what's the cost? If you don't speak your truth, if you don't put yourself out there with full intent, you stay stuck. You stay small. The fear never goes away. But it's your choice whether you let it run the show. So let's make one thing crystal clear. You've got the power to change things. You've got the power to shift your world. But you have to start speaking with intent. You You have to use clarity, emotion, symbols and silence to create powerful change in yourself and others. It's time to stop waiting for life to hand you what you want. It's time to take it, to speak it into existence. So do it right now. Because the truth is, no one's coming to save you.